Hello, Seiiti Arata. Do you find yourself constantly arguing with your partner and then you are unable to break the cycle of negativity in your relationship? It is time to reprogram your brain to stop arguing and improve your relationship. Have you noticed that when you're feeling down or stressed, it is easier to get into negative thought patterns? You see that these negative thoughts will lead to negative feelings, which will only perpetuate more negative thoughts. But there is a way to break this cycle. By learning to recognize and challenge the negative thought patterns, we can take control of our emotions and make positive changes in our lives, including in our relationships. Through positive psychology and practical skills training, we can learn to communicate more effectively, resolve conflicts, and improve overall relationship satisfaction. So let's work together to reprogram your brain and transform your relationship. I'll show you the tools and the techniques that you need to break that cycle of negativity and then create stronger and more fulfilling relationships. Love yourself. Acceptance is key to recognizing and challenging negative thought patterns in your relationship. Remember, you're not broken or inadequate just because you're experiencing intense emotional pain in your relationship. When things are not going well, it is natural to feel vulnerable and uncertain. But it is important to validate yourself and accept who you are. So don't overly criticize yourself. You are worthy and deserving of love and respect regardless of your current circumstances. You can also watch episode number 283 of the Hello Seiiti Arata series on how to love yourself. It is also important to feel understood by your partner. Because if you feel like you're not being comprehended, this can feed negative thoughts and it can create a vicious cycle of negativity. So please make sure to communicate openly and honestly with your partner about your thoughts, your feelings, your needs. Seek validation and understanding from them. By doing this, you can create a safe and supportive environment for both of you to share your thoughts and feelings without fear of judgment or criticism. Accepting yourself is just as important as showing your willingness to change and improve. Change is an important aspect of growth and self-improvement, and is especially relevant when it comes to relationships. By embracing change and striving to become a better version of ourselves, we can learn to handle challenges of any relationship more effectively. And one way to do this is by learning better communication skills and actively listening to our partner's perspective. This can help us to understand their thoughts, their feelings, their needs, and ultimately improving our relationship. In addition to improving communication, it is also important to focus on our own thought patterns, our own behaviors. This is where cognitive behavior therapy techniques can be particularly helpful. By learning to recognize and challenge your negative thought patterns, we can take control of our emotions and make positive changes. This can involve examining your automatic thoughts and questioning their accuracy, identifying and changing unhelpful beliefs, and learning to reframe negative thoughts in a more positive light. Another helpful technique is learning how to express ourselves more effectively and also understanding our own emotions. Instead of thinking of your pain as some type of unfair suffering, try to view it as a challenge or as a problem that needs to be solved. When facing challenges in a relationship, it is important to approach the situation as a problem that needs to be solved. This can include thinking creatively about potential solutions and also examining any objections or limitations that might be standing in the way. By looking at the problem objectively and considering all possible options, we can come up with a plan to move forward and improve our relationship. One approach that can be helpful in finding solutions is environmental intervention, which involves changing the physical or social environment that we have in order to modify our behavior. This can be an effective way to address problems in a relationship by altering the circumstances that are contributing to the negative thoughts or the negative patterns of behavior. For example, if you find that you and your partner tend to argue more when you're feeling stressed, overwhelmed, you could try to set aside a specific time each day to just relax and unwind together. Or if you notice that you're more prone to arguing when you're feeling hungry, you could also make an effort to make sure that you're both well fed and nourished before engaging in difficult conversations. By making small changes to your environment, you can create a more positive and supportive environment for your relationship. It is also important to consider what skills or resources that we need in order to implement these solutions. This could include studying, reading, working on personal development in other areas. By focusing on the problem at hand and thinking creatively about how to solve it, we can make progress and find lasting solutions to the challenges that we face in our relationship. And remember, you are not broken or inadequate, and it is very important to validate yourself and seek understanding from your partner. Just don't let this self-acceptance prevent you from improving. Change is important, and it can lead to a better version of ourselves. By looking at our current situation as a problem that needs to be solved and thinking creatively about potential solutions, then we can work toward finding lasting solutions to the challenges that we face in our relationships. It is possible to rebuild a strong and fulfilling relationship even when we're faced with challenges and difficulties. By learning to recognize and challenge negative thought patterns, we can take control of our emotions and make positive changes in our lives, including in our relationships. In particular, you need to develop your happiness and use techniques from positive psychology. I'm confident that you can learn to communicate yourself more effectively, resolve conflicts, and improve overall relationship satisfaction. And that is why I want to invite you now to our training, Happiness, by going to arata.se/happiness.